Hakuna mali, anakuwa 200. Mgonjwa anamaliza. Hata hiyo njaa, wakati hakuna majani.
Ole Manyas's family is experiencing the effects of drought in what is now common in many homes, not only in the Laikipia Maasai community, but also in Samburu and Isiolo counties.
They don't be able to sustain their livestock economy. People are just sitting idle in settlements because the water is not there.
It is in 1994 that we saw some of the country's worst droughts. And from then, the flow has never been normal again for nearly a straight 13 years. People have been receiving relief food.
Sasa zamani Ewaso tuko na misito hapa. Sasa saa hii Jelali amemaliza hiyo misito.
Translated from Maasai to mean the brown water, major sources of Ewaso Ngiro are the melting glaciers found in the western part of Mount Kenya and the Aberdare range of mountains from NDIRA County.
We used to experience a drought from 1984 to 1994. Those are like 10 years period. But now it has gone down to 7 to 6 years.
With support from the Partners for Resilience program, Impact, Indigenous Movement for Peace Advancement and Conflict Transformation, is implementing a project aimed at promoting sustainable livelihoods through improved management, protection and utilization of wetland resources, mainly in the upper and mid-Ewaso Ngiro basin.
The flow is not as good as it was before. The grazing areas, particularly the flood plains and the grazing resources, is also dwindling.
We paid visits to several places where the two main water styles are found. In both locations, we found large settlement schemes where thousands of people on daily basis are involved in all manner of agricultural activities.
What is behind me is Mount Kenya. The work we do here is basically farming.
Located on the slopes of the Aberdare, Lake LOLOSOli is the main source in what was hundreds of years ago a basin that was used by nomadic pastoralists.
Hapa juu ni plains. Sasa maji wakati mvua inanyesha sana, ni lazima iteremke. Inateremka hapa, halafu ina consolidate. Kuna wakati inakuja mpaka inaguza hii fence iko hapa. Inaitwa Duthi River. Na ni mto kidogo sana. It is the main stream that feeds this lake.
Other water catchments like this one, next to a residential area not far from the lake, is not secured either. Human beings and cattle roam in this catchment area at will, and in the process pollute water here.
There are houses and people throw a lot of papers, a lot of dust just next to the wetland. Also the houses, people have erected houses next to that wetland.
This is Gatambara Springs, located on the slopes of the Aberdare Mountains, where we found these pipes tapping water to irrigate numerous farms downstream.
Wakati huu tuna offer 1000 connections. Maji yetu yametoka huko juu kwa Aberdares.
We have surveyed this river from the Aberdares to the confluence of Nanyuki River, and we were shocked that by the time you get to Asher's Post, there is no water.
Ewaso Ngiro North Catchment Area has experienced extensive degradation in the past as a result of deforestation, encroachment into water catchment areas, cultivation in wetlands, and overgrazing.
The biggest challenge is talking to people to convince them, to organize them, to register them, so that we can control the obstruction.
Women and young girls, who are the major role players in accessing and carrying water, are prevented from doing income-generating work or attending school, as the majority of their day is often spent walking long distances for their daily water needs. Women and girls are also at an increased risk for violence since they travel such great distances from their villages on a daily basis.
Sasa unajua ukibeba hii mitungi zote, ukienda kulala unasikia maumivu huko kote, kifua. Tuka hiyo.
Vision 2030 is Kenya's long-term development blueprint to create a globally competitive and prosperous nation with a high quality of life within the next 16 years. Among the projects is the construction of mega dams in various places in the country. Among those locations is this place, which is along Ewaso Ngiro River.
What they are proposing this mega dam is to put a very big wall. If you put this wall and we block water Ewaso Ngiro, what will happen to their livelihood or to the vegetation or to the wildlife or the people living behind that wall?
This is an annual general meeting of Ngushishi Water Resource Users Association in Timau, one of the settlements in the upper Ewaso Ngiro catchment area.
Kwa sasa, shift moja inapata maji saa 12 mpaka saa 6.
The main aim of such an organization is to institute management controls, plan for the development of resources, promote dialogue among water users, and ensure reasonable flows for upstream and downstream users.
Without Rua, life was very miserable because we used to have conflicts among ourselves, the downstream, midstream, and upstream.
Water Act 202, it says that we should leave the normal flow so that it can go and corrode with other rivers, so that our friends from down Ewaso Ngiro River also can get water.
This is a farm in Ngushishi, and produce here are watered using drip irrigation, also known as trickle irrigation.
Inatumia maji kidogo na mazao yake ni mzuri sana.
Apart from growing various types of vegetables, there are fish ponds, beehives, livestock such as cows and goats, rabbits and chickens.
The purpose of using water prudently, efficiently is to change people's lives. So you can see they're using it on agricultural farms, and it is through these agricultural farms they can get their produce, sell their produce.
Saa hii maji ikifika kwa hii mawe, mimi nitalima shamba nyuma ya hii mamiti.
With this type of agriculture, they will be able to grow a variety of crops in such climate to improve on their health at the family level and also sell the surplus.
How can they have alternative livelihood? Instead of just depending on this cow, on this camel, on this sheep, can they shift in and do also some cultivation along the Ewaso Ngiro River when there is a plenty of water?
Commercial beekeeping for honey and fish farming are other projects that can also generate income to most communities in the 3 counties.
Mwanzo tungetaka hii spring ya Gadabara iwe protected, at least iwe fenced off. Miti unaona sasa miti imeanza kukatakatwa hapa.
First thing that can help us is to protect the catchment areas so that we do not lack water even during the drought season. When our catchment areas is protected, we are guaranteed that we will get water even during the drought season.
There is adequate for everybody. Only if we come together as stakeholders and we organize.